I was playing in a band at the time. I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want you guys going and looking it up. I was playing in a band at one time, and I had to come up through the ranks. I think I was playing bass, by the way. I wasn't playing guitar. And I had, like I said, I had long hair down to my ass. It was right about the same time that the single mommy thing was going on. She was like a plate at the time. But I remember playing a really great show. It was one of the best shows I ever played because it was one of the times that I was down in Hollywood, and I really felt like I was there, like I was really doing something. Now I'm part of this. I wanted to be part of it for a long time. I always wanted to be like in a band. I always wanted to do these things. I always wanted to learn music. I always wanted to play. I was always very creative. I learned how to be in a band. I learned how to record. I learned how to travel. And I learned how to pack things up. I was my own guitar tech for a while. I did actually have a guitar tech. But I was playing this one gig, and it was at this gig that I realized we were popular, because people were talking to us and guys were coming up to me and going, "Hey man, you guys rock, blah, blah, blah." You know, they're patting you on the back. And I was getting all this social proof, but I didn't realize it was social proof at the time. I was just sort of, guys building you up and anticipating you playing a show, because they were there pretty much for the same reason I was, which was certainly not the money. It was because the chicks there were pretty hot and they all had big hair, right? Wet t-shirt contest, right? I remember Gazzari's wet t-shirt contest. So we were there. And I remember right after that gig, right after we were done, and it was one of the best shows we had ever played. And I got dragged into the women's bathroom. I don't think the club is still there. Oh, no, maybe the Troubadour is still there. Anyways, I believe it was at the Troub. And I got dragged in the women's bathroom. And that was the first time I ever had like two chicks like try to kiss on me at the same time. And I was like, God damn, I made it. Wow, this is awesome, right? And it was at that point, I think, and I think it was 22 years old. And it was at that point that I realized that if I'm thinking about myself, then it seems to me like chicks come to me. And it doesn't matter that all I have is a pickup truck and my music equipment to my name and 2 nickels to rub together. These chicks just want to get with a guy like me. And it didn't have anything to do with earning it. It didn't have anything to do with, oh, you got to make sure the temperature in the room is right. And you've got to make sure that the pillows are from Bed Bath and Beyond. And the curtains are, and the barometric pressure in the room is okay. And, you've got to earn all this, mister, because, you've got some expectations to live up to. Your women are right. Fuck you. You know how I say fuck you and I can laugh at that? Because I've experienced validational sex. There's a lot of other guys who have too. So when they hear that, they go, you do you, brother. Go ahead. Have fun. I think that's the difference, is understanding the difference between transactional versus validational sex. And by validational, I mean the kind of sex that a woman wants to have, free of the pretense of, money or a future. It's just, you're right there right now. And people say, well, that's lust. Well, yeah, but lust is still sex. Well, you're not in love. Well, the guy saying you got to be in love, that's a condition. That's your condition for it. I didn't have a condition of love when I was 22 years old. I got to be in love with her. In fact, if anything, being in love with the girls complicated the shit more. Especially when I know that sounds callous. That's horribly callous, right? Well, you're having meaningless sex. I have never had meaningless sex. I meant to fuck every girl I ever fucked. Simple as that. But do I love my wife? Yes. Have I had sex with my wife for the last 26 and a half years exclusively? Absolutely. Do I enjoy it still to this day? Absolutely. Because when I finally had sex with my wife, it was most definitely validational. It was not about like, oh, well, I better get this guy because he's got such a great car. I still had the Toyota pickup at that time. I got to get with this guy because, boy, he must be doing well for himself with that half stack. Had nothing to do with it. You want real love? Like people, well, I need a girl who's really into me or falls in love with me. Well, if you can get a girl to fall in love with you and you're like this broke ass snowboarder guy, which was not me, but if you're like, I've seen broke ass guy, I've seen women just like fall in love with guys who are just they're bums, man. You go, how the fuck did she fall in love with this guy? He has no future. Look at him. All he does is smoke pot all day. He's a surfer. He's whatever. Validational sex. She wants to get with that. She hopes that he's going to amount to something.